kind of a sticking point. That and if the jail would get more efficient, they process the people in and out. You know, I spent 12 hours in the jail over a traffic warrant.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're still in line to ask the question.
Just had one question with you, if you don't mind, Mayor Parker.
You're ignoring like.
I just wanted to ask you, Mayor Parker, about the. No, I'm not actually asking about Florida, Mayor. I'd like to ask you about the Conference of Mayors. Mayor, I'd like to ask you about the resolution from the Conference of Mayors, not about fluoride. If you just have a question, everybody else got time. Why? There's no need to touch. I don't know why I'm getting treated differently than anybody else. That's what I'm trying to tell her. I'm just going to move my way over here so I can get towards the exit.
I don't know why they don't want to do
She thinks I'm going to ask about fluoride, so I'm not allowed to ask a question.
Could you do me a favor?
He's not the chairman any longer. The acting chairman is Chief Lambert.
Maybe if you don't listen to me, you can ask a question, because I'm just basically going to ask about the Conference of Mayors.
And Gilbert Garcia is still the chairman. George Grenius was the CEO, but he has stepped down. Yeah, he has stepped down.
but he's not dead out. I'm saying a chance thing.
I wanted to ask you about the Conference of Mayors, actually, because I saw that you were the chair for the Criminal and Social Justice Committee, and that the resolution calling on mayors to have more power over the marijuana scheduling and things like that.
That wasn't what the resolution said. But the conference unanimously supported, and that is that we have to get past the situation where some states have passed state laws that are not respected by the federal government, and that is a situation that can't stand. So the U.S. Conference of Mayors called for a resolution of that disconnect.
To support the more local influence in the decision, or to give way to the federal government's decision?
To allow states that have voted and made a decision to provide access to things like medical marijuana and similar uses to be able to not put their citizens in jeopardy following state law, but having the federal government come in and impose sanctions.
You also mentioned the high jail population and looking for solutions in that. Just a couple of days ago, the American Civil Liberties Union, they released a report with Harris County in the top 5 of marijuana arrests. Do you see as a possible solution, taking into account the resolution passed by the mayors, decriminalizing marijuana in the Harris County area or the city of Houston?
It's not a decision for me to make. What the U.S. Conference of Mayors has said is that we respect state rights, and we think that this is an area where the law is changing and changing rapidly, and the federal government needs to respond because we have created an untenable situation. That's a decision for the.
But as mayor specifically for Houston, would you support decriminalizing? Also, one other decision that was made under the Criminal and Social Justice Committee was the resolution for background checks on all gun sales. How would you respond to critics who worry about the Second Amendment rights? I did see that the resolution was also passed to support Second Amendment rights, but how do you respond to critics that believe this is an attack on those rights?
That they're wrong. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I intend to support the Second Amendment, but there are people who should not have guns in this society because they have proven unable to live in society peacefully and have criminal records because of that, or because they have mental health or substance abuse problems. And with an appropriate level of background check, you should be able to reduce the number of guns in the hands of those who should not have them.
Thank you. And what about, you mentioned not having to fire any police officers during the recession. Would you ever think of helping or getting the DA to fire police officers such as Matthew Marin, who's killed 2 people since 2009? Most recently, he killed Brian Claunch, a mentally handicapped paraplegic who only was armed with a pen. I'm sure you're familiar with the case. It was in September 2012.
I'm very familiar with the case. It is the district attorney is an independently elected official, and it is up to the district attorney to make decisions on who should be indicted or criminally charged.
So is it not within?
It's not my area of.
What about as far as the chief of police, Mayor? Like, do you have influence on the chief of police? I'm just curious about the chief of police, Mayor. Do you have an influence on him? Because honestly, this past Friday, we were given a leak from HPD showing that we're being monitored by HPD. I have the pictures. I'm going to bring them to City Council. I'm being 100% honest. I have email leaks and images from a training session that took place this past Friday on it. Thanks, guys.